thing I worry about is that some total unknown that nobody ever heard of comes along.
Hello, Mr. Yang. Do you feel that you were the best equipped candidate to beat President Trump on the debate stage, and why?
Thank you for this question. I love it so much because the number one criteria that Democratic primary voters have for the nominee is what? Beat Donald Trump. That's right. And here's why I am the best person to beat Donald Trump in the general election. So I'm a numbers guy in New Hampshire, and people who are betting their hard-earned money on these head-to-head matchups have me as the heaviest betting favorite against Donald Trump in the general election. I'm the 3-2 favorite. Everyone else, including Bernie, is at best even money. So why is it that people think I'm the best, toughest matchup? Because 18% of college Republicans said they would choose me over Donald Trump in the general election. Because 10% of New Hampshire Trump voters in one poll said that they would choose me over Trump in the general election. You know who has already figured out that I'm his toughest matchup? Donald Trump.
The only thing I worry about is that some total unknown that nobody ever heard of comes along.
I am the only candidate in the field he has not tweeted a word about. And he has not tweeted a word about me for 2 reasons. Number one, he knows I'm better at the internet than he is. And number 2, his most potent attacks are that you're a corrupt DC politician and none of this stuff works on you. One of his advisors was quoted in a meeting that was caught on film saying the candidate they're most worried about is Andrew Yang. And as more Democrats realize that I am the candidate that's best situated to defeat Donald Trump soundly in the general election, the stronger this campaign will grow and the more likely I become the nominee. Well, I think I make an incredible foil for Donald Trump because I can make him seem ridiculous. Certainly if he breathes down my neck, I would look around and I would just laugh at him. And my energy, I think, contrasts very, very nicely with him, where he's all bluster and braggadocio. I'm like Spock and ice to his fire. But the main reason why Trump voters are coming my way is that I'm laser focused on solving the problems that got him into the White House to begin with. The fact that many Americans feel left behind, the fact that we blasted away 4 million manufacturing jobs in the swing states that Trump needed to win, and that we need to actually rewrite the rules of this economy so that everyone feels included. Because the fact is, technology is getting stronger, faster, more capable all the time, and we are not. Aside from the young people in this room, most of the adults feel fortunate just to not get dumber on any given day. If we can find our keys, that was a good day. But the technology is ramping up faster and faster. It has already eliminated 4 million manufacturing jobs in the Midwest and is in the process of transforming economies right here in New Hampshire and around the country. As Amazon alone closes 30% of your stores and malls, retail clerks the most common job in the economy, and 30% of those jobs are disappearing as we speak.
She's a student here at St. Anselm, and she's undecided, by the way, so there you go.
Welcome to New Hampshire. Well, welcome back to New Hampshire.
Thank you, Sabine.
If you had to choose between economic reform and social reform, which one would you pursue?
I love this question. So to me, both of these things reinforce each other in various ways. So let's say you wanted to improve educational outcomes in the United States of America, which all of us want to do. One thing you could do is invest in schools, which we should obviously do. We should pay teachers more. A good teacher is worth their weight in gold. But then when you look at the data, you find that 2/3 of our kids' educational outcomes are based on non-school factors like parental income, parental time spent with them at home before they show up to school, stress levels in the household. So if you were to put money into that family and household, you would actually be enhancing that child's ability to learn when they show up to school. So the reason I point this out is that social goals often are related to economic goals, where if you put more money into families' hands, you can actually do things like improve graduation rates, improve mental health, decrease domestic violence, things that we would feel very strongly about. And one thing I am confident of, New Hampshire, is that it's easier to amend and modify our capital flows in this country than it is to get into people's minds, bodies, souls, and somehow change their attitudes about each other. Like, if we get the economics right, then I believe many of the social problems that we care so deeply about will actually change along with our balancing out an economy that's become the most extreme winner-take-all economy in the history of the world. And it's going to get more extreme as we go on unless we change it right now. And that's why I'm running for president. my energy, I think, contrasts very, very nicely with him, where he's all bluster and braggadocio. I'm like Spock and ice to his fire.